Okay, are we gonna finish the clip? $2.
So I'm about to play the part Trina says is a discrepancy about the sheriff coming up to his car.
Okay.
I just gotta find it.
And the sheriff comes back to me. She said she paid the rent. I said, yeah, I'm not disputing that. She paid the rent for April. But she did not sign the lease agreement. So she's unauthorized stay. She's an unauthorized stay,
What? And I mean,
so then the sheriff came back. The sheriff, they called up my people, come on over. They signaled, okay, you can now come in and evict her. After the eviction,
okay.
I was watching my house from a distance. Okay?
So he just said it right there. He said that he didn't say. Hold on, wait.
The eviction notice. And I didn't say a word. I'm not a guy who abuses. Okay, I don't do that. All right. So last gift it was filed on 7th. Let me finish. Okay, then next day the 3 sheriffs come, right, and I get my crew, I have to pay $1,600 to get the crew, to evict her.
$1,600.
So we have to wait about 15 minutes. They went inside. They talked to her, and we're standing outside. They talked to her, and the sheriff comes back to me. She said she paid the rent. I said, yeah, I'm not disputing that. She paid the rent for April, but she did not sign the lease agreement. So she's
okay. So dummy number 29 said that the sheriff said you can't evict her. When did he say that in his clip? Did y'all hear the sheriff say that? He said the sheriff came back and said she paid the rent.
I don't even think Trina was really listening to
He said that in her mind. Okay? In her mind.
That doesn't even make sense because the sheriff doesn't even get to have the opportunity to say that. They don't have the jurisdiction to do that.
He said that she paid the rent. Okay, now he's about to explain.
I stay. She's an unauthorized stay, So then the sheriff came back. The sheriff, they called up my people, come on over. They signaled, okay, you can now come in and evict her. After the eviction, so I was watching my house from a distance, okay? In the meantime, she was like...
Okay, so they continue the eviction. So the sheriff doesn't have the right to say yeah or nay, correct?
They can't, mind you, they know enough information to know that you got to get out. So that whole, well, the sheriff didn't want it. No, the sheriff, what could have happened?
The sheriff cannot determine whether or not to evict you or allow you to stay.
They're only there to carry out the judge's order.
What could have happened?
Exactly.
Hold on. What could have happened is she could have in fact showed the sheriff proof of payment, and the sheriff may have came and asked just to be fucking nosy. But the writ of possession is still going to go through. So
she probably showed that same paper she slapped on his windshield.
Right. And also when she showed the officer, look, I paid. Of course the sheriff gonna be nosy and go ask, what the fuck going on? Why what's going on? She paid. Oh, that's not the reason for why she's being evicted. She's being evicted because of a breach of contract. And then the officer says, oh, okay, well, you stay your ass over here because she paid.
And it could have just been that, because sometimes the sheriff may have, because it's the landlord's decision at the end of the day. They're there to carry out what right. So he could have came over there because she showed that she paid and been like, hey, did you receive the payment? Are you willing to, not have us put our shit out? And he was like, nah, that ain't why I'm putting her ass out. Like but he can't stop that shit. That sheriff has no right.
Nor can he give his opinion.
And he can't give his opinion. The most he can do is tell her, ma'am, go to court and sort it out.
Right.
So if they cannot give their opinion, it's a civil matter.
The most that, because I think the police officer, he can say, I'm sorry this is happening to you. I don't want to do this, but I have to legally. This is the order that I was given. Those are the things that a police officer is going to do to this, to get you to calm down, get up off them, because they don't want anything to escalate. So of course a police officer is going to say, yeah, I'm so sorry this is happening. She's probably, I got kids, da-da-da. He's empathizing with her as a police officer who's doing his job should, but it never gave the police officer felt like it shouldn't be happening to you because he doesn't know the details. It's not his business, but he did go and ask, okay, so she paid, what's going on? He just wants to know, because if a mother seemingly distressed, children's things being put out, and she's screaming on top of her lungs, like, what is this person is wronging me? Of course, the police officer is going to ask what is happening, as any human would, especially if he's a police officer. So he goes and asks the landlord what's happening. She breached the contract. She broke the lease agreement. She refused to sign. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Because we see that she's being a little hostile, you sit in your car over there, and we're gonna try to work with her and get her up out of your place. That's what usually happens with a police officer who's doing their job efficiently. So that whole idea of the police didn't want to do it, they don't never want to kick a woman out who got
Right.
kids. The fuck? They don't want
Reason
to do
number
that. You're right.
7,099 as to why you should never listen to Trina. Okay, because the sheriff they don't have the right to say yay or nay. They're just there to do their job. Okay, Trina Beam, I know you're listening. Okay, you've been proven wrong all week, and we only on the second day. So just stop talking, Trina. Okay, you're like whatever. Let me fast forward it to where he was. It's enough of talking about Dumb and Dumber.
Yes, that's on TikTok. Wow. Yeah, so very happy to this was almost yeah. I think she is at night. Yeah, she's not working. So she's doing stuff on TikTok instead because
Another question. They claim that HB was leading him. Now at that time while he was talking, was she asking him any questions?
Oh, he was just talking.
In fact, did he not tell her to stop? Didn't he tell her to stop talking so he could get it
Yes, he
out?
told her. He said, "Hold on, let me finish," because
Exactly.
when there was a potential to lead, he stopped her and said, "Hold on, let me finish this."
Exactly.
remember,
So she was not leading anything. She didn't start talking until he got the whole story out. Then she started going into, oh, so she was smoking. There's no smoking. You have no smoking rule. That's when she started talking. When he initially started telling his story, she did not interrupt him. Right. She did not interrupt him at all.
and to the point to where he asked her, and he said, "Are you there?" That's how quiet she was. He said,
Right.
"Are you there?"
Because
So
before she was trying to get little words out, she said, "Let me just be quiet and listen."
Right. This is going to be good to me. So she just sat there and she let him talk.
Right.
Yeah.
She said, "Let me just sit back."
And again, Trina, since you claim using context clues, why would AJ say she gonna take this to court if she think it's not her landlord? What good would this do in court, Trina, if it's not him? Obviously, she knows it's him. Dingbat.
That part.
Like, why would she say, "Oh, I'm gonna use that in court" if it's not him? Man, the stuff y'all say.
Confusing friends only. Something on the website. Yeah. Because she was working as a RN or something out of state. Yeah. And then now she's not working anymore. Yeah, I think she was once I went to her office, she had that, what do you call it, this lights? Yeah, yeah. Told you I was going to tell her. Yeah, so I thought maybe she's on chance on guidance board or something. Yeah. Interfere somebody's personal life. Yeah, well, but then they found, when we were inside, they could smell the drugs in the house. Yeah, she's gonna make it seem like, it's weed is not a bad thing. It is. It's illegal to be in the house. Yeah, it's like she's something else, though. But and in my lease agreement, it says no smoking. No smoking. Wow. So that's also illegal. Yeah. She's saying that she's going back to court. She says she's filing an appeal. The paper that she slapped on the windshield on the highway, that was paper. I think that was the wrong one because she said she got evicted because she did not pay the rent. So that was not the thing. She got evicted because she did not, she was out of a lease agreement and she was not signing it. And even the police came in and he said, she said she paid the rent. I said, I'll agree with that. She paid the rent. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying she did not sign a lease agreement. She's, yeah, she gotta go, Yeah. So, this is crazy. Yeah, I tell you, that's makes it interesting. But the TikTok thing, we're gonna put your name. So you're gonna stop on posting that? Absolutely. Whatever, you disband her or whatever it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. We're hoping to clear now.
Okay, I got a question about what I'm showing right here. Rose, since you later, I don't know if you can answer this. That last sentence, the first paragraph, where it says
He
with
says
60
yes.
days notice.
You want me to read the first part or the second part? I'm gonna read the
The
whole thing.
additionally part.
Additionally, a landlord can terminate a tenancy at will, which occurs when the lease expires and no new lease has signed with 60 days notice. A lease expiration. If a lease has a fixed term and the tenant doesn't renew it, the lease ends on the specified date.
Okay, so he's saying it's not about the money. Okay, got it. Was she given 60 days?
I heard that he started notifying her in February.
Right.
Rose,
With
just read it
the
regular.
lease.
That's how I be reading stuff.
That was my only question. That's it. That's all. Now, Trina,
And
you
I
know
do
you're
have
unwanted. Why are you coming here, Trina? You know you're not welcome in here.
I heard him say February for sure.
yeah,
So,
he definitely said February.
and usually in Georgia, they give you about 30 to 60. It's usually 30. You get 30 days to get the hell out.
He said February.
Yeah,
Well,
he said
since you're in
February.
here, Trina, you can read that. Okay, you're a fast reader, and then read this while you're up there talking about the sheriff's.
A sheriff cannot deny a court-ordered eviction after a writ of possession is issued, and the sheriff is responsible for enforcing the order. The sheriff must carry out the eviction, which may include physically removing the tenant and their belongings if they refuse to leave voluntarily. Here's more about the detailed explanation. Court ordered is binding. The sheriff is legally obligated to execute a court order, including a writ of possession, which is the order to evict a tenant. Writ of possession. This document authorizes the sheriff to remove the tenant from the property.
Thank you for reading. Okay, this is the Education Live. All those that stay enjoyed it on your rights and the rights of y'all landlords. Okay, so just be mindful that you can get kicked out basically for anything. You might want to change your state. It's not looking good for you guys. I don't know.
That's my chat GPT AI voice, guys.
Watch yourself $2 with that now. You're talking about state now. Watch yourself now.
How can I go and look what he's saying? I'll send you everything. I'll text you everything you need. I sure will. Yeah, because I need that for defamation, you know? Yep, I'll send you everything. Punitive damages, you know? Mm-hmm. I'll send you everything. I sure will. Yeah. I will. What's the name, man? My name is Kat, K-A-T. Oh, you can send me something, right? So it will be on your person. Yes. I'm going to send you the clip. So this is Carrie. You know, I didn't even tell my wife that I got kissed by her. But she would have gone, like, also she's scared, like, they won't, when I go to check the eye, hey, they won't hurt you, don't go alone, I don't go even inside at night. You better check it out. No, people are working on it now. But I'm still a little bit scared that she might. Well, yeah, because her girlfriend looks crazy. I don't know if you know who she is. The girl that's with her, you need to watch her too. I don't know. The day before the election, I went there to sign a lease agreement. I said, can I have your ID so I can have it on the lease agreement? And she gave it to me, her driver's license of Florida. And when I asked actually, it was by one of my mistakes, But I have a girlfriend's, but funny that, because on the 7th, I'm going for the courthouse. I don't know if she will, she'll be there or not. But I'm going on the 7th at 9 a.m. and I have to be there. And I'll show this to the judge that, and it damages. I'm gonna send you the clips so you can show the judge. Yeah. I just have my face on it. She did say she was going to. Does it have like? It just has your name and it just has your information and stuff on it. Okay. But not my picture, right? No, not your picture. Oh, okay. No. But we got you. I'm happy it's back to you. Thank you. No, I mean, it was like I had a blessing sort of it. So sometimes people coming from out of state, or there's a home for rent. I know they call me, so I still accept the calls. Yeah. So Wednesday, I think you'll be just fine. Especially when nothing's changed. I don't even know why she wanted to go back to court. Nothing's changed. She didn't do anything in a timely manner, so the same result that will be. Yeah. She did. She didn't even, when I started filing eviction notice, she has 7 days to respond to the eviction notice. Yeah. 7 working days. She didn't respond to that. Yeah. Because she thought looking up because of the April rent, and she was so confident about it. Yeah. But she missed the point that I have not checked in rent. I checked that she's like beyond the yeah, she wouldn't sign the thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're saying like she's thinking it's about rent, and you're like, no, it's if you did not sign the lease. I don't have a lease. Just staying in my yeah. Even the sheriff approaches me, she says she paid the rent. I said, I agree. I'm not doing that for that. I'm doing this because she hasn't signed the lease agreement. So then he went back and they talk and he gave a signal to my crew, come on over and leave it for us. And I think it's beat and all that, so there's more kind of, Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to see that.
Okay, she just talking after that. Okay, so let's cause y'all like, dang, HB, you wrong, HB. Get my crack barrel. So hold on. So then the fight they going back and forth. So, allegedly old girl sent the picture of her cootie cat to her mama. Now imagine y'all poor old little mamas opening that phone up. Mama's had a damn heart attack, didn't know whose coochie that was. Found out, it's your damn daughters. Okay? Y'all would be devastated. Immediately devastated. Okay? Now HB then turns around and called the landlord. Okay, so is HB not wrong? Ain't that how that go? You do one, I do one. Mine was just happened to be better than yours.
That's
Right.
it. She lost. That's what she just got to
So I
take it.
mean,
She
so is she wrong? Let's think about it. Is she wrong?
Nah, she's not
You
wrong.
think the coochie came from my mom?
To me, you calling my mother my mama? You that reaches my mother, bro? That's please. Whatever I do after that is just what the fuck I do. That is my mother. Are you crazy? I'm not to play
Two
no games with
wrongs
you.
don't make it right.
Please don't make.
Mm-mm-mm. But tonight was the night you sent my coochie.
Hey,
My
But
bad. I
but
just
listen
want to let y'all
also,
know that,
it
bitch,
was
when you contact my
all
mama,
I could do.
when you contact my mama, bitch, I
That's it. That's
don't
what I'm saying.
care
You
about you,
talk. That's
bro.
my mama, bro. You crazy.
First of all, my mama gonna know my coochie as soon as she open it up.
Exactly. Why they got your coochie? That would have been my mom. Why they got your coochie? That's crazy.
but not just
That
that.
nigga
You
HB
gotta
said, I know this bitch didn't send my mama
Right.
my coochie. Okay,
not
the
just that.
landlord
Now we got to
bitch.
remember, HB did give her other ways, and not everybody have said, well, that doesn't mean this was going to stop. But she did at least put that out on the table. She tried to tell her, we can battle, we can, just stop talking about me. I'll stop talking about you. Leave me alone. And she didn't want to do that. So I mean,
And that lady
after that,
told
it
her,
is what it
AJ,
is.
I ain't tripping on you. This ain't between me and you. That motherfucker kept inserting herself until we seen that butterscotch figure wave.
That's it. Like if you, that's just like watching somebody keep picking and poking it
Until we
at
saw
somebody, and
what?
then they turn around and get their ass beat. It's crazy.
$2, you heard me. The best part about this shit has been that butterscotch finger wave. I don't give a fuck about the evictions or the landlord or any of that.
laugh. When you stop liking AJ?
I ain't never stopped liking AJ, but AJ hates me. Okay? Oh my God. The thing is, I've never stopped liking AJ. I ain't stopped liking AJ now. We just talking about what the fuck the thing is.
I
But
don't
let me
know
tell
why
you
people
That's
something.
think
and
that.
and
But let me
and
say, the
and
thing is, y'all got to stop acting like people don't like somebody just because they talking about the situation. Now, the thing
Right.
is, if I was on AJ's side, if I felt like AJ was right, I would be up here saying, y'all tripping, AJ right.
mm-hmm.
I'm not on no bandwagon just because I don't like somebody. I could literally not like you and literally tell the truth and say you were right in the situation. So please stop making it like that. If you've been
Exactly.
knowing me, bitch, you've been knowing me for damn near 5 years on TikTok, and I don't give a fuck if I like you or not. I'm gonna clock the T because we are on messy fucking talk. Now, since we are clocking it, AJ hates me. The only reason why she acted like she liked me is because everybody in her circle liked me. Now, when look, let me just stay laugh because we ain't got to clock shit. $2 and I already blocked Trina up out this bitch, but actually Trina
Laugh.
has
Clock that. That little thought.
Hey,
get out
$2.
of here.
What's
But the
up,
only thing I
Jadari?
was gonna say is Trina actually can clock the fact that months ago, I don't even know when the date was, but she could probably tell you the date. That I was called to the conversation was like, I feel shit, y'all. Like I don't have to clock it right then. I can literally play my own game because I kind of don't give a fuck for real. But as soon as I got out that panel, I laughed and I text Trina because Trina was in the panel too, and I don't know if she caught it or was confused, but I said, "Bitch, AJ hates me," and that was months ago. I know the shit because liking me because when she had an issue with Siobhan, she expected for me to come up there and just like, you know what I'm saying, go hard on Siobhan, and I was really the only one who went up there on her panel and was like, I feel like Siobhan has changed, and that pissed her off. Um, when she talked bad about autism, honestly, that day I had a fucked up day. And I think that's why it affected me like that. But the next day, I ain't come back with no bullshit. I ain't come back crying or, yeah, AJ need to apologize. None of that. But when AJ called me over to her panel, and she was like, so a couple of weeks ago, we were on the phone literally crying. So how she do people. She get people on her panel and try to eat them up because you're in her space. And I didn't let her do that to me. I was like, bitch, bye. And when I fell out that panel, if anybody remembers, she then tried to eat me up, and you really can't do that because I don't give a fuck. But the thing is, like, I don't hate her. I knew she didn't like me. And it doesn't matter. But when you try to push it on the floor, see, the thing is, when that shit happened with Bree and Glock, that shit kind of hurt my feelings because I really feel like AJ was hurt. And so I got an assignment. I ain't gonna lie. God, I felt like I was supposed to pray for her strength, and just let her know, hey, it's gonna be all right. Everybody that you think your friend ain't your friend. And that was the gist of the prayer. Like I literally just prayed for her strength, and it had her crying. Anytime I'm praying and actually in my assignment for God, of course I'm gonna cry. That has nothing to do with you saying some real fraud things about autism. And I had a really hard day with my autistic daughter that day. That is not AJ's fault. So I got myself together, and the next day when she tried to check me about it, bitch, you can't check me about it. And so I know she don't like me, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. This is the topic right now. If it was me, if I was the topic, it don't matter whether you like me or not. You're gonna talk about the topic. So now I'm not in this bitch talking about some. I'm not on the train.
Exactly.
I'm not on the train. Y'all got to stop thinking that just because we're talking about some shit. Hey, you should have paid that goddamn rent, especially if you had it. And the fact that the thing is, I don't care what nobody say. Y'all watch actions. We all watch actions. And I don't give a fuck if you like AJ or not. You have seen her on her panel be mean, chew everybody up. Bitch, if it's you, AJ gonna get the story and dissect that bitch, tell you where you wrong, tell you where you right. Hey, so when it's her, why is it that we don't like her? It's not that. It's that you're
Right.
the subject now. And at the same time that you've been clocking people, you clocked Poozy for being homeless. Hello? You clocked Poozy for being homeless. I've never seen AJ just literally have sympathy for any story. Hello? Now let me. I've never seen her have sympathy. The only time I've seen her literally kind of like back down a little bit is with the Genty and HB. You back down because yeah, you were fearful. You fearful of HB. So with that Genty and HB shit, yeah, I really at that point I didn't like it because you dissect everything. HB was only saying, bitch, if you dissect everything, why not dissect this shit? So yeah, HB has been the common denominator. And then I'm gonna just clock some more shit. And when HB wake up, she could tell you or not. But people thought that HB was finna clock me about the autism
She
shit.
ain't here
It
now.
didn't
She ain't
have
hear you.
it didn't have nothing to do with AJ. HB, I feel like HB was literally pissed off at me because she had told me the night before. I ain't never came out and said nothing. She ain't never came out and said nothing, but she clocked some shit. And the very next day, I know HB Clock logged in and was like, I know this bitch ain't in this motherfucker crying about no autism. So yeah, it wasn't that HB was literally upset because of the conversation we had. It was like I didn't take heed, but I really did. So it didn't have shit to do with AJ. She wasn't finna clock me for AJ or none of that shit. Like y'all said, I knew what it was. And so yeah, the issue with AJ started when she thought that I was finna get up on her panel and dog Siobhan with her, and I wasn't finna do that. Literally, she got pissed off when I said I feel like Siobhan has changed. Y'all don't know the Siobhan that we knew. So yeah, it ain't no I don't like AJ. Yeah, I don't like some of AJ's ways, but I don't know her to not like her, Rose. But y'all know for a fact we all be watching the same person when she get up there and snarl in that camera and clock everybody else's shit. Now, we had no idea when she had boots on the ground that we was finna turn around the next week and say, hey, and see her saying, hey, don't you put my boots on that ground.
Laugh,
Yeah,
please.
fuck
She
y'all,
had a
man.
U-Haul.
Well, you should have been able to. Hey, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm for the kids at the end of the day. Them kids didn't deserve that. You have to pick and choose what you trying to teach somebody, because when you trying to teach somebody something, if your motives ain't right, you're going to teach yourself something.
Hey, I got a question for you, Laugh. But it's 900 people in here. I don't know how y'all found me because I was trying to hack. But since y'all did find me, can you touch the screen, please? Thank you. I'm not going to yell at you guys anymore. I'm not going to yell, I promise. Hey, so
What's up?
would you have, if you didn't agree with that, since you got kids, if you didn't agree with that lease, which obviously she didn't agree with
Mm-hmm.
that lease, what would you have done?
Mm-hmm.
So you would not have signed, but would you have immediately moved or what?
The thing is, if I were AJ, when I felt that I didn't want to do this anymore, that's when you find something else first. That's just like walking off your motherfucking job, quitting your job today, and you know for a fact you don't know how you gonna get no money or pay nothing. People always tell you to find another job before you quit one. So you quit on that house. You didn't want to do it no more. So if I were her, I would have found me another place to move to before I did anything. Like at this point, he's still my landlord, and from the shit that they've been through, I wouldn't want to
Okay,
stay there no more.
Obviously, she was attached to the home, the neighbor, the school, whatever. She was attached to something in order to stay there for those. I mean, he'd been after her 6 times. That's crazy.
Well, $2. Let
So,
me answer your question honestly. If you're attached to that place and you love that place, then you pay the $250. Pay your fucking rent. We grown. We know that the rent may go up, especially if you get a pet. Whatever happens, like you don't tell your child, I'm not paying what I owe to teach you a lesson. That's a fucked up lesson to teach your kids. Don't pay
But
what you owe.
but the thing is that he wasn't even
so,
looking for no more money from her. He just was looking for her to sign the lease.
The lease,
That
but
and
she
is
didn't
it.
want to take the lease because the lease cost her more money. But the thing
right,
is, you're now living not under a lease. That man can do whatever he want to do to you.
yeah. So she has no protection now because she
No,
didn't sign. She has like no, yeah. Maybe she just became used to this court life with him, going back and forth to court. I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
She took that man kindness for weakness. He had been working
I
with
think
her. He had
so.
been
I think,
overlooking it.
yeah, that's what it boils
She
down
thought
to.
this time was gonna go like the last time, and he said, "Fuck that." Not
Yeah.
on this go round. I'm done with it, and that's it. That's all. You can't take advantage of people like that. It's crazy.
Well, call it a lesson learned. Either sign the lease, y'all, or get the heck out of there. See his question: did they hire movers to get a person belonging to either house? Yes. He said he paid $1,600 for the people to come evict her. Yeah, he paid 1,600. She has to pay him.
on purpose. Good morning. I got a hot mic. Y'all some nosy motherfuckers.
Well, guys, bop the screen. It's close to 1,000 people in here. Please share the live out. Follow the host. Grab yourselves a heart me. Gift the panel. Gift the host. There are $2 live goal, guys. Let's make sure we get our tickets to the Texas Rodeo Remix. They're coming up here soon, guys, in June. It's going to be the weekend of Juneteenth, June 20th through the 22nd. You can click, well, I don't know if you have it in your bio.
My bad, y'all. I was talking to the people in the Chick-fil-A line. Ain't they always so nice?
They are. I love Chick-fil-A.
Why they know me by name? This should be funny. Y'all, did Miss Nitra say anything about this situation?
Yeah,
She
they say
did.
she
I was
did.
trying to find a clip. She did.
Because right before this happened, AJ was calling Miss Nitra all kind of names. Yeah, how the tables turn.
They saying, can we play a
Okay,
FOE? They,
we're gonna
uh,
play.
You
Can we do
found
what?
it?
No, I didn't find it.
they
I was
want
about
to
to go to Manny. I don't. Where
Okay.
do they know where the clip at? Y'all
know
got
where
the
the clip
clip?
at?
Where the clip at?
Y'all got the clip of
Because I'm
him?
still trying to figure out the Manny situation. I don't even understand.
I don't know. I'm
I
about to play
missed
that.
it.
He blaming something on us African American women. I don't know what he talking
Oh
about.
yeah, Manny did. Manny said that it's always us turning on each
Lord,
other. It's always us.
I don't.
But
Drea
it's
always got the
crazy how
clip.
y'all be wanting to be.
Well,
Hey,
actually, I
Drea,
yeah, girl. So, um,
laugh, please. Enough with the nice ladies in the background.
I also did want to say Happy Nurses Week. Shout out to
Yes, happy
nurses.
Nurses Week. Shout
It
out to all the
starts.
nurses. It's
Yep, it
also happy
starts.
what Teacher Week.
Yeah, that's correct.
No, y'all some messy motherfuckers. So you had came to
No,
shout out AJ.
Nurses and teachers.
No, because we're nurses.
Let me call my mama. It's Nurses Week.
No, it really is. It started
It is
today.
Nurses Week.
It started today and it goes to the 12th. Somebody said
Shout out to all the
Chick-fil-A.
head doctors.
Wow. Somebody did say something about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, you can get a free original or spicy chicken sandwich at participating Chick-fil-A
Hold on. Let me reverse
locations.
this motherfucker. Now you came up here too late.
No, and then also Crocs as well. Crocs, they are discounted. And then also Starbucks. You should be able to get a free coffee at Starbucks as well. Yes, and also a happy shout out to the teachers. They're very underappreciated in this country, especially. But I do have the clip of Manny part, and FOE did talk about the situation as well.
They did. Did you find the clip? FOE?
I gotta look for the FOE one. But I did see, I was in Nitra's live when she was talking about it.
$2. Can you call my mama and tell her Happy Nurses Day?
Can I call? Why would I call her?
Yeah, just because I want somebody to call her that she don't know.
Oh my God.
A stranger, a random person.
She wants you to pull an HB.
You want me to
Since we
absolutely
call
not.
the motherfucker.
Hell nah. Since we call them mamas. You gotta keep playing the clip, Drea, please.
I have Manny's, but do you want me to look for FOE
Maddie.
or just?
No, you can play Maddie's. You can play
Okay,
Maddie's.
hold on.
Thank you.
Have HB call my mama today.
Well, Naughty T, I am not nice in my comment section, so let's hear your voice and let's see if your voice is annoying. Okay?
Come in this motherfucker
Come
with
on,
your
Naughty T.
vegetable smelling ass. I'm sick of you hating motherfuckers. Come in the
Come
box,
on up,
bitch.
Naughty T. Let's see if your voice is annoying. Dang it, you can't come in the box. Hey, guys, follow Naughty T so she can come in the box. Okay? We want to hear her voice.
She started with Chewing and one of them got unalived. So when we're saying that she's coming after the people who did it and not the person who outed it, that's part of it. You're part of the crime, technically. And the thing is, she's starting with y'all to hit the pockets and then go back to her. She gonna get her at the end. She's starting with y'all to make an example. That's the example that white people love. She started with the comment and the supporters to make y'all an example. White people gonna eat that up. And I understand that y'all saying it's not the same, but people make cases out of a lot of shit nowadays. Lawyers love taking things to court just so they can get paid.
Hey, who you guys talk about private account?
Cause she a private account, so that means when she come up here, we'll probably know her voice.
Oh.
So the fact that y'all even would want to go down that route, I don't understand it. I wouldn't want to go down that route at all.
I have an experience. My mama told me time when my uncle was young. They went to the store as young boys. One of his friends stole some chips out of the store. You hear me? And my uncle didn't even know. They took them all to jail because he was with them. Didn't even know the boy stole the chips out the store, and they all went to jail for a bag of chips. They'll make a case, like you said, out of anything, Clout. Whatever they choose to. And like Manny keeps saying, if it's not a case, they can make it a case just to make us the example. That's the key. Will they use us to make an example of us? Because evidently TikTok tired of it. That's why they being so strict on the rules. These rules not for the YT people, they for us. And
again, y'all keep talking about HB smart. HB is not smart. Not presenting criminal activity to y'all. She is not smart. Only thing she did was, that ain't smart. That ain't smart at all. And she knows that. What you think she's doing to Bryson? Making him a criminal. If y'all ain't woke up, she making Bryson a criminal. Again, somebody better wake up. I mean, even if y'all don't get charged with anything, the legal aspect, the fact that y'all might have to get lawyers, y'all might have to pay out of y'all pocket to even get lawyers, to even see, like, yeah, y'all be an inconvenience for somebody else's drama. I wouldn't be okay with that. I would just drop that shit at the door and leave it alone.
Didn't Manny He was leaving though.
Child,
Yes,
That
he said
part,
he
that
wasn't.
part. And he came right on back.
Yep.
whoever this example gonna be and this go around, somebody gonna made the example. Manny won't be in it. Cause baby, I am not doing no criminal activity with y'all and they got to look for 50 other y'all. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Because when these people get upset and wanna go press charges, they go press charges. I'm not gonna become no criminal with y'all. I'm not gonna become no criminal with y'all. Watch how y'all be looking. Watch how y'all be looking. Watch how y'all be looking. Y'all not a comment cause it's gonna become a criminal. Child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.